one, I have 2 custom orders from my coworkers. I finally got them to convince them to do with me. So we're gonna make that set because I need to get it done within the next, well, technically tonight or tomorrow. Both ironically are short coffin nails, and I'm a little struggling on the design. So one of them is actually this design that I created, well, not created, but I found on Pinterest and just copied it. Ironically enough, is the one I'm actually wearing right now. And the other one is a completely custom made. So we're gonna do 2 orders of short coffin nails for my coworkers, which means I gotta pop on my true crime podcast or whatever show or movie I feel like putting on. We'll see. And that's how I'm gonna get my nails done and focus. Hi. So I was in the middle of doing the set that I started, the like milky one, that one, literally the one I'm done, when I realized I wanted to do a like make nails with me video and rant about some things, because I'm like, I've been wanting to do ones or I do it and rant kind of whatever process, because I think it just helps my brain. It just helps me feel like I have friends, which I don't, because I only have like 2 viewers. Anyways, also I have to stay up all night to keep my sleep schedule going for tomorrow when I work my next night shift. I worked 3 days in a row and I have 1 day off, and I work 3 more days in a row. So the 1 day, usually I'll stay up during the day. So I do things during the day, but because I wasn't planning on, I didn't really have anything I wanted to do, I just did like a normal day. Anyways, when I have these random single days off, I will sometimes randomly just decide to put eyeliner on. So, and I was testing to see how, if I wanted, because I've been really wanting to get into like the fox siren eyes where you do it underneath, and I can never ever get my wings to match. Like this one is like perfect, nice Sharpie point, and this one is like crazy thick. Also, I think my issue is like this one, you can see that's like kind of the like bat eye wing thing, and this one just glides on. I always do this side first and then try to match it on this side, and it just never works out. Anyway, so yes, I have eyeliner on and it looks crazy, it looks funky, but so I'm like, when I do nail sets, I always do like 4 different nail things at a time. So I'm doing the set and swatches. And the reason I'm doing swatches is because when my sister was here, she mentioned that I don't have swatches for anything, which is true. I don't really do swatches because I don't really need to. I don't really do people's. I have the Beatles nail polish and I don't ever really use them on, or like ever use them on people's nails. They're more for my press-on nails, because if you know all the whole like ingredients and stuff, formulas that they have is not the greatest. But you know, then I realized I might as well have swatches, so we're going to be doing nail swatches while doing press-on nails, while talking, while eating pickles, and while drinking tea. That is a usual basis. And then sometimes you can, I don't know if I'm texting my friends, but they don't really text me anymore, so it is also 1 o'clock in the morning, so there's no way that they're actually going to be up and responding to me, but maybe they're psychopaths like me. But as I was doing that, I created a milky white nail polish for myself a while ago, because I always wanted a milky white and I was running low on my white polish, and I had a lot of top coat that I didn't really care for. So when I was using this, I thought that I was running so low, and a little tip that so I was like, you know, I'm gonna put the last of it in this and we'll just use it up. As you can see, that amount is not running low. So now I gotta like get it back into the bottle, which I'm doing right now. Oh no. So great, that did not go very well. Basically it's thick and needed some air. There we go. So yeah, so I'm doing swatches while trying to save up the amount of milky white polish that I had. As you can see, just making a mess and all of that, because I thought I was running it so low, but apparently not. Just needs air bubbles. Come on. And I should be using gloves for this, of course I am not. But usually I'm not making a video when I do my nails, so if I'm watching true crime movies, whatever. But right now, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to go about with my nail videos. My full intention beginning was always to do nails with me, and we'll talk about life and random things, but I am always so insecure about actually making content that I never make content. So, let's get started with it. So the thing I want to rant about, or the topic I wanted to talk about today, is Jurassic World Rebirth. I just saw the movie with my dad last week. It was like Jurassic Park movies were always movies that we watched together, like on a Friday or Saturday night. Sometimes the TV would do reruns of old classic. I hate when people say and I'm saying a lot. When the TV state channel would do reruns of classical movies, or they would have like, you know, thriller night or horror night, and they always play Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, and my dad and I always watched it together. Also, we both really like Scarlett Johansson as an actress, so she's in Rebirth, so we went to go watch it together. And I'm so disappointed in it. It was such a fun movie to go see with my dad because one, it was just with my dad, but I don't know if I'm one of the few people that I absolutely love Jurassic World. I think it's, you get the cool, scary premise of Jurassic Park or a dinosaur park gone wrong, but I think with CGI, the CGI used in Jurassic World, it just makes the dinosaurs look so much prettier. Which, I mean, you're using CGI versus animatronic, so it's kind of not a fair assumption. Like, the ones in Jurassic Park to me look more realistic than they do in Jurassic World, because they kind of are realistic in a way. You know, they're robots. Like, it's not a computer generated image. Ha ha ha, CGI. And when I say I love Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, I will go to Universal Studios, Hollywood, because I've never been to anywhere else, and wait for them to bring out the raptor. Blue. When they bring out the raptors, when they bring out the little robot, you know, their animatronic, I get so excited. I honestly am like super happy, and I feel like I'm meeting an actual legitimate dinosaur, even though I know it's just a robot, but I think they're so adorable. But yeah, I'm just that kind of nerd, whatever. But anyways, I thought Jurassic World Rebirth was just the premise of Jurassic Park 3 again, and it was I'm just really sad because they said that they were going to follow the book and make it a little bit more realistic, and when they said they were following the book, I don't. So I read the book to see if it would be realistic and accurate to it, and obviously they're not going to recreate Jurassic Park again with Dr. Grant and all of the kids and everybody and Malcolm and whatever, but they could have followed a similar premise. And I've been seeing a lot of people complain about the family in Jurassic World, that it was just such an unnecessary part. When I watched the movie and I came out of it, I honestly agree that the family in Jurassic World Rebirth is just so unnecessary. They don't need to be there, and I think the only reason why they put them in there is because in Jurassic Park, the book, you are following two different storylines. You know, you get Dr. Grant and the kids, and then you get the other scientists, or the other park directors, everybody. You get the insides, and you also get the outside. And, you know, following Jurassic Park in the book, you're following two storylines. So I see that, and then you just get the iconic raft scene. But otherwise, Like, you're just following Jurassic Park 3 movie plot. I was talking to my friend who was also another Jurassic World enthusiast, or Jurassic Park enthusiast, and we were talking about how it's so funny how tiny Scarlett Johansson is. And you know, when she was filming, I know her height is only like 5'3", 5'4", but I never thought she was that short, because I think the way they filmed her or shot like sequences with her in Avengers and all of that, they made her look taller. But this one, she was so small, and it made me feel better because I'm only 5'2", and it was nice to see her, you know, this A-list actress being the same height as me. What else was I gonna say? So, and I know a lot of people are bothered by the product placement. I don't really pay too much attention to product placement. I don't know if it's just some like little gift I have to not be able to see it. I mean, obviously there was the Snickers bars and the Altoids, but everything else I didn't pay too much mind to. I think to me it's just like I already know so many movies do product placement that if you just ignore it, you're not gonna be bothered by it mentality, which I guess I did pretty well. I will take Jurassic World Rebirth over Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom any day. And the reason why I hate Fallen Kingdom so much is because you have the premise that dinosaurs are living among society, right? They are now with us. They are now, you know, part of just everyday life. But Jurassic World, you don't really see, or Fallen Kingdom, you don't really see the dinosaurs part of the daily life. Like, you see them in the black market, you go down the streets with them, but and then the whole movie is just about the locust bugs. And I was so bored, because you get the original cast of Jurassic Park with Jurassic World, which I love, by the way, and you just, and I get the premise of the genetic mutations and having the girl, but I'm like, it bored me. It really, really bored me. And I think Jurassic World was just fun, and I thought they were gonna make it where it's this whole new premise, like, you know, of like today's society, but with dinosaurs, and how bad it is, and the chaos and all that stuff. But they literally just went to another island, chaos ensued, and then they escaped. It was, Jurassic World Rebirth was very, very predictable, and I liked that about Jurassic Park, is that, I mean, I've seen it so many times now, it's predictable, but at the time you're just kind of in suspense of, you know, they're walking through the tall grass and you're like, oh, are they gonna get up the dinosaur, or is it just somebody? And I like that Jurassic Rebirth paid homage to the original movie, but they did it quite a few times where it just felt like it's this, you're just kind of watching like a remake of the old movie and not something new. And I really, really wish we could have went with something new. Oh, it could have just been a whole fun plotline and just something refreshing. But it wasn't a bad movie. I think, you know, some people have asked me if it's worth it to go because I was nerding out about the movie for like a while. I'm just coming close. And I tell people, I'm like, you know, if you're really, really into Jurassic Park and Jurassic movies, you're gonna go see it. But if you're not and you're curious and you're have a day off, you like nothing to do, you don't know what to do, just go see it. It's not a bad movie to watch. But I just thought the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park looked ridiculous. The new ones. It wasn't. Okay, it was a fun movie to watch, but I kind of left the theater just kind of like, I also enjoyed it because it was with my dad. But it wasn't. I was really hoping for something scary, like super, super scary. But, you know, you have the girl getting knocked off the raft. Ooh, Lost World. You have, you know, you're walking through the tall grass and you're expecting like a dinosaur to pop out and oh my gosh, oh no, there wasn't actually a dinosaur. You have, oh my gosh, I know the name of them, but the giant pterodactyls. You have those, like, oh no, what could possibly go wrong? It was just very, very predictable plotline. But I still love it. I still love all of that stuff. I'm just glad no one was doing hand motions anymore. That was nice. A nice little change up. There wasn't anybody imprinting on raptors again. Oh, then you have the gas station with the kid and the claw tap on the ground. But it would have been nice to just see a whole new refresh, redirect route to go. And I don't really know what I was expecting. I was expecting a much scarier Jurassic movie, I guess. I mean, if you're following like the chaos theory, it could have been just, you know, society just going crazy with it, and it could have been that they're overtaking people and trying to go from there. I don't know, I'm explaining it out really well about how I would have wanted it. I don't know, I was just more horror-y, not necessarily like a lighthearted family movie, but it's just lighthearted family movie. I don't think it's that scary. I would have wanted something intense. Like if you're going on like the Jurassic Park ride and you have the 50-foot drop and you're like, I know it's coming, I know it's coming, I know it's coming, until finally you're like scared that it actually happens. That would have been just a fun feel. But I also think it's because I'm in this weird thing that I'm trying to find a good horror movie that truly scares me, and it would have felt nice to have one that's just a combination of my love for horror movies and my love for Jurassic Park combined into one. And it's just so suspenseful, like, ooh, what's lurking in the sound backgrounds, and you know, having the feeling of like, oh, is there a dinosaur in the corner? And then the ending where, what's his name? There was just so many plots where, like, you could easily have not done that. Let's see, like, the ending when he's holding the flare, literally says, oh, he's following the light. So you take it and you throw it as far as you can, or you move him away as you get his direction away, and you throw it as far as you can, because you've already established that it follows the light. You don't need to corner yourself into the water. And then how does he survive? If he cornered it, and if the light goes out, then does it just go the other direction? Also, I love the mutant dinosaurs. But it's whatever. So I don't hate the movie. I just think it could have been more in line of something that would just be more enjoyable altogether. But you know, here. Oh. Oh no, I'm doing this right. Like I said, swatching, so we just did number 219, 220. I don't know if I can really, this is the problem is I always want to do these rant with me videos, but then I get my topic out done in like 5 minutes, and how am I supposed to drag on this whole 20-minute video? It's 2:20, right? Oh goodness, almost messed that up. I need to start screwing on the lids of my bottles better. Let's see. My other thing is that I am trying to go on to the idea of being an ER tech / press-on nails and doing nails that you can wear on your days off from work and then go into work, because I don't really like to have my nails done at work unless they're like super they're natural length, because then I also will take a brush and go, like I have my own nail brush, I take it to work and I'll brush under it every time I go to the bathroom and scrub under my nails and get them super clean because nasties. But I need to start doing my ER tech side of the premise I want to go to. But it's actually, I'm just so shy of making videos. What else can I rant about? I feel like I've already finished. A topic of Jurassic World. So I have the bases done. Now we're gonna try on the design. So for my flowers, we're using Beetles 646 color, and for the leaves, we're using Beetles 695. In order to get this like nice little clear palette that I have, we're just gonna take this, get a nice little drop. I love this color. I think it's because it's magenta, and magenta's my favorite color. I think I'm officially out of white polish. It's always a color that it's always white that I'm always out of. But I wish I could get like a giant refill bottle of just white. Oh no, I still have some more left. I'm not done with you yet, my dear white polish. But I can't decide if I'm gonna go into powder gels or bottles. I'm just trying to get ones that have refills, but I'm also trying to use up all of those polishes that I have shown, so I can buy. I'm trying to use the MPA art palette instead. I want to just do that because then it just consolidates everything to smaller stuff. But anyways, that base coat on my swatch, and we're doing the color 220. I just started doing crazy different things at once talking. There's another show I wanted to rant about. We can change this up a little bit. And it is my beloved show, Gossip Girl. I have rewatched that show 3 times now. It is not my comfort show, but it is just a comforting show to watch. I think I really like it because I grew up poor, and I went in high school. My mom put me in a private school with a bunch of rich kids. I actually left that school because I hated it, and I always saw, in one way I was bothered by how they could literally have everything handed to them, but at the same time I also envied them because I wanted to have a life that was so easy, or it seemed so easy, and was just handed to me. Granted, so I think I like Gossip Girl because I just love the glamorous life and look of how it's portrayed. I want to be part of that. Oh, I forgot my other color. Which one was it? Was it this one? What's this one? I think this is more bubbly pink, bubblegum pink. I mean, is this the right color? 426 looks like. Oh, I haven't swatched this color before. Oh no, that looks too bubblegummy pink, I think. But in fact, it's actually no. What about this color? No, what's this color? Our other color that we're using is a 482. But anyways, back to Gossip Girl. So I love that show. And now we're gonna do the rose petal in my design. And we're gonna take it and we're just gonna do like a little circle of pink, but you don't want to glob the color on because you kind of want this to be like an undercolor. But anyways, my favorite character out of Gossip Girl is Blair. I absolutely hate Serena. And I just finished my third rewatch, and when I first watched it, I kind of felt bad for Serena and just was annoyed with Blair, but then she grew on me. And then my second rewatch, I hated Serena from the start. It was just like, oh my gosh, you are literally a spoiled child. And all of that. And then this time I went on, I was watching people's Reddit reviews and opinions of everything. And I watched it with the lens of seeing how I felt previously and how other people felt, and I wanted to have examples and follow-ups. And one topic I saw that came up a lot was who was a better friend, Serena or Blair? And in my opinion, Blair. 100%. I think Blair always had people's backs until you stabbed her in the back. And I think, you know, she had all these ambitions and all of these goals. You know, with season 1 and 2, you know, she really, really wants to get into Yale. And they're doing everything possible. And I also think that Yale should not have been taken away from her. I did not read the books. I should start by saying I did not read the books. So it's basically, in my opinion, it's based off of just the show. Whereas I don't think Yale should have been taken away from Blair. It wasn't fair that, yes, I know she blackmailed the teacher and all of that stuff and was awful and lied about it, but my thing is they made a quick phone call to tell her that she was an awful student. But then, you know, when they were like, oh, you were actually in fact right, but it's too late for us to follow up again, like, no. And as someone who wanted to go to Harvard so badly, actually Harvard or Stanford, I honestly felt like I could have felt like Dan in a way. I hate Dan's character, but I can relate to him growing up in, you know, this outcast lifestyle, wanting so badly to be on the inside and be seen as like one with the rich people. But also with like Blair, you know, all of her friends are obviously way richer than her. I mean, Serena's families are multi-billionaires and she's from a multi-millionaire family. So there's just you know, she sees Serena as having everything in her, and I think Serena was definitely jealous of Blair, like all the time, because Blair worked hard for her stuff. and people respected her and prided her for being good at what she does. And I think, you know, as I also did have an eating disorder growing up, I was so set on wanting to be skinny that I would just starve myself. Like, there were days where my only meal would be an apple, and I didn't want to eat, like, ever. I just wasn't hungry, and it was not a good way of handling that. What was I going on? And you see that you have, you know, this opening is that Serena's coming back, and she doesn't even tell her best friend. She doesn't even tell her that why she left in the first place. And, you know, it's also revealed that Blair was going through some, I don't want to make this like a Marvel looking design. I don't like that. It's also revealed that Blair was going through a hard time and Serena just left her. Which, granted, you know, you find out why, but I can see that. It's not right to just abandon your best friend. And then you also get the other revealing news about Serena and Nate, but I think Blair always had her friends back, and yes, in the beginning she was quick and fun, you know, and just did what she wanted. She didn't listen and didn't take, you know, ask for forgiveness later, you know, not for permission, but ask for forgiveness kind of thing. And there were so many times where I think Serena took things away from Blair because she was threatened by her. And she always said, you know, like, that, like, Serena dimmed herself for Blair. But I feel like Serena the whole time was just jealous of Blair, because people actually liked Blair. They were, you know, yeah, she was mean and they were scared of her, but it honestly felt like, you know, Blair always earned people's respect. Serena, yes, she could always get along with people and be nice and smiley and giggly, but no one ever respected her. And I think later down the line, like, you know, Blair is the better friend, because when like with the model scene, when Blair was asked to be a model and taken away, and she's right, you know, it didn't occur to Serena that she wasn't there. And yep, Blair would have noticed that in the beginning. Like, you know, where's Serena? I also think that, like, if you find at the end, if things aren't handed to Serena, she doesn't know what to do. Like, she really cannot take care of herself unless it's just given to her. And you can also see, especially when Serena becomes Gossip Girl and she uses it, she says she wants to be out of the spotlight. Like, oh, no, you don't. You want the spotlight, you want to live in it, but you want to act like you're better than everybody else, but you're not. Because, yeah, she gets upset when she's not relevant, but then she complains and says, like, oh, I don't like what Gossip Girl is doing to people. But it's like, okay, you're no longer in her sight, but you're still desperate to be there. And then, you know, she misses Blair's bachelorette party, but we see Blair's, you know, there for Serena like almost all the time. And then when Lola comes and Serena's like evil to her because she's jealous about certain things. It's just so sad. But what I'm trying to say with this is I love watching Gossip Girl and then treating it as a prequel to Netflix's You. Mainly because, what's his name? Penn Badgley, who plays both main characters, is the actor for both main characters. It's just really, really fun because there's this whole secret of you don't really know, and Netflix is you don't really know Joe's backstory, and it's implied that this, it's a recurring pattern, and it's really, really fun to treat it and be like, oh my gosh, Serena was the original, and moving on and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really fun, or it's my little fun thing to do, is to treat Gossip Girl as the prequel to You. I have so much more to say, but I don't remember anything I wanted to say. Like every time I watch a show, I'm like, oh, that's a good point to talk about and argue about. But now I don't remember it. I hate Jenny's character. I think she's such an annoying little brat, and you know. But I also feel bad for her that she's she's doing the exact same thing that her dad did, but she had such a good opportunity to become a future fashion designer. And it was fun to see at the end, her and Blair work together, and you get to see this whole culture, or her whole character arc. But I cannot stand her, and no matter how many times I rewatch it, trying to tell myself that this time I'm going to be okay with Jenny, I can't do it. I think she's just so annoying. Here's my nail. Got the rosebud with the swirl, and then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try something. Usually I do a matte coat when I do my chrome, and then I just wipe it off that way. But we're gonna try and just leave the clear top. So I'm gonna do a clear top coat right now because I kind of want the gold parts to hover a little bit over it. So we can kind of get a little bit of a lifted 3D look. Anyways, enough talk about Gossip Girl. When I can remember all of the thoughts, which probably means I have to rewatch the entire show and actually take notes on it, then I can finish this another topic about another day. But yeah, so I guess that's how my brain is. I got all my thought processes out, and then I'm gonna go back to just doing this way and pop on a show or something. I don't know what to watch. I'm kind of tired of rewatching my shows. There's just nothing that really interests me or captivates me lately, and I don't know why. Maybe there's something that's just absolutely wrong with me. I'm just bored with everything. Now that I'm looking at this, like, there's so many nail art colors that I have never opened, and I'm doing this olive green color right now as a swatch. And I don't know when I would ever use this color. Like, it's a green. It matches my shirt. But I don't know when I'd ever wear green nails. Maybe I should just do that. Just colors that don't match. So anyways, we got the top coat. Now, we're going to take the Izemi Velvia gel line. And it's honestly it's a much thicker texture than I usually go for. You can see it doesn't really mix well, but it's a painting gel. So it's supposed to be like really good for art. And I'm still getting used to much thicker textures like this. I honestly prefer watery ones. I feel like this look better. But with this one, the less is better. Now, we're gonna go for, I think, which one is it? This hand has my best reference picture, so we're gonna go with that one. So, we're gonna make sure we get like a nice little dot. And we're gonna go from the top right here. And we're gonna go like that. You want to make a nice little swirl. I'm gonna use that again underneath. See, the top part looks not as pretty. I think I'm gonna pop on a true crime video. Okay, so I want to get rid of this top line because I don't like it. But I don't want to mess up the bottom one because it just looks cleaner. Okay. So we got that one. Nice. Focus. How do you focus things? Focus. Focus. Is that what the hand thing is for? I don't even know. Anyways. So we're gonna try that again. To get like a nice drop one, I like to get like a glob and then pull my with my brush downwards. We're gonna start here. That's not enough. I need more. I need like a bigger dot. And we're gonna just slowly lift pressure so we get a nice okay. For it to look nice. Yeah, maybe we'll start with oh my gosh, it's just because my nail tip is not stuck on very nice. Maybe I will start with the other part of the design and we'll work around that instead of working around inside in. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. So we want a smaller line. And we're gonna go okay, so there we go. Got our little bloom. How do you get this to focus? Where's my camera? Focus, focus. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Like, where is the focus point? Is it on me, please? Try to put it like right in the camera. Whatever, this is so annoying. I don't know how to film. Now, we're gonna work around that design. Because I like the placement of that. So, I'm gonna go here. Ooh. It's not as beautiful as I want, but oh. Maybe we can always just I don't like that. I'm gonna wipe that off. That's why I don't like doing fine lines, because I can never get it and I'm never satisfied. Oh my gosh, and oh. Very close to messing up the line I want to keep. I might just have to. This is why I don't like using Q-tips, because they're never ever clean enough. Okay. So we will just do a little line to fix that line. Is my good? No. Okay. No. I got it, but there's so much empty space, more than what I wanted. Oh, so we got the design. It's there. Promise is there. Come on. Come on. Please. How do I get this to... Well, haha. Will you focus now? Whatever. So yeah, we got the lines there. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Okay, now set up 60 seconds, and I have nothing else to talk about, so I'm gonna go back to a different view. Bye bye.